Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another exciting episode of Trigger Warning Radio. I am your host, the Kaiju Conservative. So, Lindsey Graham has become every right-winger's favorite senator over the last couple of days. It started with his fire and fury blasting of the Democrats on the Senate Judiciary Committee on, Thursday, the hearing on last Thursday, and it has, everybody saw it and they're like, oh wow, Miss Lindsey is coming out of his shell. It's great, but he's gonna go back to his normal squishy self, probably tomorrow or the next couple of days. But no, he's actually, Lindsey Graham has kept it up. He has kept up the pressure. He has kept up the sheer rage that he's experiencing, and every day just about is it's something brand new from the new Based Lindsey. I mean, he's become so incensed at this Kavanaugh, the treatment that the Democrats gave to Brett Kavanaugh during the confirmation hearing, that he is just off the rails, and now he is threatening to, I'm sure he's not threatening, I'm sure he's actually promising, but he's saying he is going to actively campaign against Democrats, and that is something that he has not done in the past. Now, these people are admittedly, by Lindsey's own admission, these people, the Democrats on the committee and his fellow senators, they were his friends before all of this. I don't think that's going to be the case anymore. I think Based Lindsey has had quite enough of the blatant power grab and attempting to destroy someone personally and professionally. I think that has finally sent him over the edge, and I don't think there's any going back at this point. I think he's burning his bridges with the Democrats, and I think we are going to see this continue for the foreseeable future, at least. So the question then becomes, why? Why is, and that's something that everybody, myself included, has been asking the last couple of days. What is causing Lindsey Graham to take this hard stance against the Democrats? Why has he become radicalized? Now, there's been various explanations thrown around. I don't know why I couldn't say that. The most common one being that, well, John McCain had something on him and now he's dead, so Based Lindsey is free to express his true self. I've seen speculation that now Trump has what McCain had on Lindsey Graham, which would be kind of funny, but I don't think that's the case. No, I think I have figured out what's going on with Based Lindsey, and the key lies in the type of person that he is. I'm not talking, politically or anything like that, but I am talking about his personality and what kind of man Lindsey Graham is. Now, admittedly, I don't know Lindsey Graham at all. I've never met the guy. I don't know him beyond his positions, which a fair amount of which I've never agreed with. I've never agreed with him on his position on immigration, for example, but I think I've managed to figure out Lindsey Graham, and I think I have a pretty good explanation as to what exactly is going on with him. Now, when you look at Lindsey Graham and you look at the kind of person he is, the impression that I've always gotten from Senator Graham is he is an old school Southern gentleman. He's, he would be right at home in Gone with the Wind. If this was the Civil War era, he would be one of those gentleman officers in the Confederate Army. He would be a soldier scholar and that sort of thing. He's always given off that vibe, in my opinion. He's very genteel, very polite, very hospitable, I would imagine. I imagine if you go to Lindsey Graham's house, he'll probably be there at the door to take your coat, greet you with a sweet tea, and sit on the porch with you and talk about the family and all that good stuff. I can't imagine politics would come up very much. He seems like he seems like a gentleman. He seems like one of those old school, very very polite, very nice guys, which is lamentably a dying breed, of course. And I think it's one that needs to make a comeback, definitely, especially in our day and age, but I don't think it's going to happen very often. Now, the other thing I'm also speculating about with Lindsey Graham. You know, these southern gentleman types, they also tend, well, Southerners in general, they tend to have a very heightened sense of right and wrong, and a very strong sense of justice. You know, a Southerner, a true Southerner, they can be your best friend. You know, they will greet you warmly. They will be there for you. They will, you know, do whatever you need. They will help you out. They will treat you like family. But the second you cross them, oh my God, you had better watch out, because you are taking your life into your hands. And Lindsey Graham is more than likely the same. You know, that heightened sense of right and wrong, that heightened sense of justice, which explains, you know, his career choices over the last few decades. I mean, he was a prosecutor for decades before he became a senator. So, you know, prosecutors in general tend to have a very heightened sense of right and wrong, because they deal with right and wrong, you know, every single day of their careers. So what I think has happened here is the treatment that Brett Kavanaugh has received has so completely offended Lindsey Graham and his southern gentleman personality, his sense of right and wrong, his sense of justice, that has been so completely offended that he is pissed off, and there is no going back for him. I mean, I think you know, he's been, over the years, he's talked very greatly about reaching across the aisle, about working with the Democrats, about this sense of camaraderie, and this sense of what's the word I'm looking for? Civility, I think, is the word I'm looking for. This sense of civility that has not existed in the Senate for a very long time, because of the left, and because of the fact that the Democrat Party has become so extreme that they're not capable of civility anymore. And I think Lindsey was probably of the opinion, or suffering under the delusion that that still existed, that this was still, this, you know, the Senate was still a club, a very elite club, where, you know, people could work together, Democrat and Republican. You know, you were colleagues, you were friends. You may argue at the end, you may argue and fight and like rabid dogs, but at the end of the day, you guys can shake hands, you can go have a beer together, and you know, you can do stuff together, and still be friends, even though you disagree politically. Well, I think Lindsey Graham has seen that that's out the door now. There is no such thing as civility. There is no such thing as camaraderie on the left anymore. The only thing that the Democrats care about now is naked power, and that's the reason why they tried to completely destroy a good man like Brett Kavanaugh. So that right there, Lindsey Graham saw that, and that flipped his switch, man. For lack of a better word, Lindsey Graham is pissed. He is on a warpath, and he is dedicating his life to destroying the Democrats. Essentially, there was a video that I saw. I've got to find that and put the link in the description below. But there was a link I saw of Lindsey Graham. He was talking with a reporter, and he was asked, you know, what should happen to the Democrats after this, and paraphrasing, he basically said, well, you know, it should it'll destroy them. At least it should destroy them. And that right there, I saw that, and I read that as a Southern gentleman's way of telling his enemies that he's coming for them. I mean, Lindsey Graham, by his own admission, is dedicating his life to destroying the Democrats, especially in the midterm elections, to keep them from power, to keep the insanity that he saw during the Brett Kavanaugh hearing, to keep that at bay and keep that out of government, which is a laudable goal, and I'll support him on that wholeheartedly. Now, do I think Lindsey Graham's positions are going to change for the most part? Do I think he's suddenly becoming this hardcore right-winger and all that stuff? No, I don't. I think his major positions are still going to stay the same. I think he's still going to be a squish on immigration, and he's still going to be a squish on a number of things as well. But this idea that he can work with the Democrats, that he can engage in bipartisanship, that I think is completely dead, and I don't think we're going to see a return to that. I think Based Lindsey is going to stick around for a good long while, and I, for one, am glad, because it is going to be a hell of a ride. Hey guys, thanks so much for listening. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Do you think I'm right and Lindsey Graham is a Southern gentleman that has been pushed over the edge by the Democrat Party? Do you have any other ideas about why Based Lindsey has suddenly come to play? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, if you liked what you heard, leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Both those things help me out quite a bit, and I will see you all next time.